So we went ahead and installed the throwout bearing, the new one, into the OE fork. Already replaced this, the last clutch change, and replaced this clip that goes on the pivot ball. This clip, the way it goes on, it has an opening on the big end and this clip that secures around the fork. Basically, this is supposed to clasp around the pivot ball that's back here. And this is the pivot point for the rest of the fork mechanism right here, this black piece. You want to make sure that you get into the casting. There's a part you won't see in here really well, but essentially there's a blade of the casting that this plastic goes around. You secure that in there, make sure it stays. It goes in multiple directions, but you can't screw that up. So you put the plastic piece in that little blade in here, and then you put the clip over the ball that's underneath, and then you slide this fork forward after you've put your throwout bearing on there. You take this bottom piece of the clip and you tuck it in underneath of the metal portion of the clip, and then you push back and you'll put your finger behind here and push this clip all through into this hole of the fork. Sorry if it's a little blurry, but that hole of the fork, it should click and then it's secure. It's not gonna come out. It's captive on that pivot ball. Probably a good idea if you haven't to clean the input shaft seal. I replaced this relatively recent with that last clutch change, so I have no doubt that there's going to be no problem with leaks, but you should replace the input shaft seal before all of this. And then I cleaned the splines. I'm going to apply a light coat of lubricant, and yeah, that's it. Just make sure you don't lose your slave piston rod, which I did behind the battery when I set it on top here, but I'm going to retrieve that. You could still take out the slave and slide it in, or just push it in slowly into the slave and then tuck it back here.